Hello, people that net how's I doing? I just two things combined into one today. First off, to parents and to guardians, I suppose. Don't be pushing your children in both primary and secondary schools to learn their studies. Like I know I've been speaking to a few parents because they've been getting their children to do 16, 17 hours nearly of study a day. Like it's ridiculous, and then only a few hours of sleep and forcing them to do a huge amount of studying. And it doesn't benefit, and there's enough stress on people already, and I'm sure people would agree with me. There's enough stress in the world without having our young people stressed out. It's stressful enough. Young people are missing their friends. Young people miss going to school, and socialising obviously too. It's enough stress on them, and I'm saying to them an hour at least. That's what I'm doing. I'm a teenager. Obviously, I go to college. An hour. That's all. That's nobody like. That's another. I have another thing to talk about actually after this, and just a quick message too about it. My parents never bothered to put stress on me. Whatever, as the saying goes, and as they say, you learn what you learn. And that'll do you. Whatever you learn will do you. It's simple as that. That's the way parents should be at this moment in time. It's more about your health. That's the main priority. As long as you have your health, and that's your wealth. Simple as that. Your health is your wealth. And you can say whatever you want about studying and paying for grinds and paying for this and paying for that, and paying for extra studies. But your health is your wealth. And as simple as that, your mental health and your physical health you out. You can't buy that. You can't loan that. No amount of loan can tell you, you're going to get rid of your let's just say you get the coronavirus. You can't predict when you're going to get rid of it or anything like that. It's not going to benefit you. So just an hour a day, and I say this to young people, just do an hour a day. An hour a day is grand. Even 30 minutes a day is grand. If you add that up for a week, 5 days a week, that's a long time. But I'm just saying that's enough. That's all that's actually expected of you. And parents are forcing their children to do that. It's ridiculous. Very ridiculous. Very, very ridiculous. Like people like me. Obviously I'm obviously very different compared to other teenagers. Obviously I'm one of the heads of this. I'm the head actually, the top knob in this village down here. So I'm the top gaffer, if that makes any sense. So I obviously have to say in everything around here. So obviously I'm a lot more busy than other teenagers, but just on a different subject too, when I'm just talking about that, because I said there was two things. Just talking about what last night about my early school life. My parents never put pressure on me, and that was the right thing to do. They always said your health is more important than education, and that's true. It's very true because you can always learn something new, but you can't learn a new health or anything like that. And you learn what you learn. It's simple as that. That's the way I put it. You learn what you learn. If you can't learn something, there's no point in forcing yourself to learn though, and making yourself learn. You learn what you learn, and then you learn what to do you. There's no need to put pressure on yourself, and it's ridiculous that even the state doesn't even know about this nowadays. Not to put pressure on people to learn things. Because you learn what you learn, and obviously if you're into something, say you like geography, you obviously want to do that. Me in particular, maths, you learn what you learn. I can't do maths to save my life. But you learn what you learn. Simple as that. There's no point put pressure on yourself. And this is crack. And you know what? I often hear this crack too. My parents couldn't care less if I never went to photo education studies in Dublin or anything like that. Because standing on top of my head, nobody would really care. And I wouldn't really care about photo education in Dublin or Limerick or anything like that. It wouldn't be my cup of tea. I want to get out and do something. Obviously do some work for the country instead of just standing around doing nothing. I'm not in the County Council now, but anyway, I had to make that joke, couldn't help myself. But anyway, I should have said I wouldn't be standing around with a shovel, but hey ho, I couldn't help myself. I really just couldn't help myself. But yeah, I'm just saying to people, don't push your children to go to college. To go if they want to go. There's always plenty of jobs out there without even going to college. It matters more, and I suppose many teachers have said this too, and a lot of them have a bit of cop on. Some teachers don't have a bit of cop on, but a lot of teachers have said this. You can still get a job without going to college, and it benefits you doing voluntary work and things like that. And being a part of the community, interacting with the community, getting to know people, interacting with employers and things like that. And your personality. That's the biggest thing. For me, it's personality and, voluntary work. Now, I don't even have to explain the amount of voluntary work I have done over the last few years. I don't have to explain because, my God, I don't know what anybody think when they look at my CV. I don't know what they think about that because, you know, got like nearly 2,000 hours or something like that over the last nearly 5 years. Like that's a lot. And last year, the highest ever in the state. Ooh, like honest to God, that's that's something. That's something that an employer would just absolutely hop on straight away. Something like that. And I'm not saying people to kill themselves walking, but a few hours of tidy towns or a few hours voluntary. Obviously now you can't really do it because of the lockdown and everything like that. But it's worthwhile, doing a few hours of voluntary walk. Because it does look very good in CVs. Along with, if you're good, like it doesn't matter. Like I think employers, half the employers I know, don't really care much if you had every certificate under the sun. They only care about your personality. Are you good in communicating? Are you a good person? You listen to orders, things like that. They don't really care much for certificates. And the same with me. I couldn't care about certificates. It's only a piece of paper for me. And for if I was an employer, it would be only a piece of paper. It really just wouldn't mean anything. It's more about the person and the interview they give than the piece of paper that's in front of me. That's the type of me. And the voluntary work. Obviously anybody who done voluntary work straight away. I wouldn't even have to ask them any questions. So just be like straight away, you're hired. But that's the way I would be. But many employers would be different. Some employers would rather a piece of paper, which is very stupid, because a piece of paper doesn't tell you anything. It's more the personality and everything like that. And that's something I've learned over the last few years. Like, there's no point pushing yourself, because I used to push myself to learn this, that, and the other. Especially a few subjects. And it didn't help. I didn't learn any better. Like, I pushed myself to do it. I didn't learn any better. Didn't get any better grades. It senseless. It's senseless just annoying yourself and worrying yourself about things. It's just senseless. You do what you do. You do what you're fit to do. That's all you can do. You do your best. That's more or less. And any parents have a problem with that. With your son or daughter doing the best. Then there's something wrong with you. There's something very, very wrong with you. Because if they do their best, that's all they can do. And you can't push them any further than that. And if they do an hour study a day, that's all that's required of them. We're not asking them to stay up in the room all day and study. There's enough stress already in this world at the moment of the time. Without having young people stressed, and there's enough stress on them at the moment of the time, not seeing the friends and everything like that. So just saying to people, understand young people's positions, especially parents and guardians. Because it's a hard time for them too. So yeah, please, be mindful of that, and take care and bye.